It's about what I expected for an exhibition with some of the personnel issues that we're dealing with. With a couple guys out and guys playing out of position some, but really pleased with our effort level. I would give our focus about a B plus. I thought the guys were engaged in the process and tried to do the things that we do in practice every day. Our execution, I would give a D. But if it was an A, I probably would be even more concerned. It's November 4th or whatever it is with a bunch of young guys. So if I thought we were playing our best basketball now, I probably would keep this very short and go recruiting again. But we got a lot of room to grow. We need to cut back on our turnovers. Certainly that sticks out, and certainly our fouls. So those are things we'll address starting tomorrow.
If you needed to, could you go play today?
I believe so. I really didn't give him an option to play today, so I don't want to speak for him, but I think if there was something to really be gained, we're talking about a fifth-year senior too, not just another guy who needs reps. But while he needs reps, kind of have a pretty good idea of what we're going to get from him. It was good for those other guys to get some more time on the court, and maybe for them to feel what it's like to be out there a little winded or a little banged up or whatever it is, because those things may come up.
At the media day, you said that you had no idea who the starting lineup was going to be. Do you think this game gave you some more clarity about that?
It's kind of hard to tell, until we're whole and we have everybody that we're going to have available to us. I think I'll have a better picture of what guys are capable of doing. And so I expect a lot of different guys to be able to contribute. But I don't make that big a deal about starting, to be honest. I usually try to make sure we're getting off to as good a start as we can from a defensive standpoint, and that drives my decisions more than anything. But I know that there's a lot of guys who are going to be coming off the bench that are capable of helping us.
And today, a lot of guys did come off the bench. Even you had Luke getting several minutes out there. What's it like just to see those freshmen and some of those walk-ons get opportunities in this game?
It's awesome. This is what they work for. And I told them this morning after shoot around, but I wanted them to go have fun. I wanted them to go enjoy this moment, which is a culmination of the work that they put in since June 9th or whatever it was that we started. They were prepared. They were going to have some jitters and some nerves from playing in front of their home fans for the first time, and I thought they handled it really well.
Do you see Luke being a guy who could play meaningful minutes this season?
Yeah, I don't see why not. He's got great length. He's a good athlete. He can, I've seen him make shots. He didn't make an outside shot today, but he can shoot the basketball, and obviously had him step up there and shoot the technical fouls, even though Thomas Zago was on the court. So I'd say I've got confidence in him, and I think his teammates do as well.
You'd mentioned how during practice, Ice had been going through a little bit of a rough patch. Then he comes out today, leads in scoring. Just what did you think of his performance today?
I wasn't shocked at all. Ice was the very first person in my office the day after we scrimmaged Wichita, where he played pretty poorly, and that gives you a sign. That's why I've always said he's different than a lot of the freshmen that I've seen from a competitive mentality standpoint. He wasn't pointing the finger at anybody. He was trying to figure out how he can get better, what he needs to learn, and it's a big step. And his performance again doesn't surprise me. What's not on this sheet is that he also had 13 deflections, which is a number that's pretty astronomical for one player. We try to get 40 as a team, as a gauge, so 7 or 8 is usually a pretty high number for one person. So for him to get 13 shows how active he was. But I think he's capable of doing that many more times, and obviously he'll be in position where he's playing with other guys who can get those numbers as well.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, there weren't many times that you had a lineup out there until the last minute that you didn't have one of your 3 captains on the floor. How pivotal is it for those 3 to really try to avoid foul trouble, especially early in the season, so those younger guys can still get acclimated to the game?
Yeah, foul issues are part of the game. They need to use their experience more so to avoid those things. But, again, I'm going to coach the game as it goes. And if we got foul trouble, it's why we practice the way we do. It's why I push Luke Major in practice the same as I push Thomas Zago, because I never know. And if he needs to be out there, he needs to know that I've got confidence in the work that he's done, and that his teammates have confidence they can go out there and execute the job.
What do you think made the biggest difference for Cam in the second half? I know he struggled quite a bit in the first.
I think he just kind of probably was wound a little too tight. This seems to be probably the most expectations of him for our team. And so, sometimes that looks different for guys. They feel like they have to do something out of the ordinary. And really, he's got to just play the game he's played all the time, which is, tremendous effort, great energy, get a couple deflections, get to the offensive glass. His offense will come. The thing I'm most proud about him is he didn't let his first half struggles. He showed that's how a junior handles the first half like that. A freshman couldn't probably do that as well, have 7 turnovers and not make a shot in the first half, still finish with 10 rebounds and find other ways to impact the game. So that's a sign of maturity, a sign of growth, and a sign that he understands that it's not just shot making that makes him valuable to our team.
Do you think you guys settled for too many threes today?
I haven't really watched the film. It'd be hard for me to say that. I see we did take quite a bit, took 26, but I have a hard time saying those things without the advantage of watching it and seeing how they came. I didn't feel like watching the game that we took a ton of bad shots, but again, I have a hard time answering that directly before I watch the film.
You mentioned because you have a couple players who are out right now that you're kind of forced to. You played some bigger lineups, and you had a couple times where Mo was running the pick and roll with Kent, and he actually had a pretty good game on the outside, but as well performing inside. Is he a guy who can play kind of inside and outside even as a bigger forward?
Yeah, Mo may be our most naturally gifted player. I mean, just in terms of the different skills that he encompasses. I mean, he can really shoot the basketball. He can handle it well. His issue right now is, like a lot of freshmen, is he doesn't have the ability yet to focus for a long period of time. And so he has and shows flashes every day about in practice. But he also shows he gets tired quickly or he loses his focus on a defensive rotation. And those are the things that are holding him back from really, really taking a step forward. But when he does that, which I'm confident he'll do, at some point here early in the season, because he's going to be on the court, that we're going to see a kid who makes a major impact on our team.
Do you expect